Well, the governor's hiring freeze for the state has expired. The order was enacted back in April after a funding amendment did not pass the voters. Now, Governor Landry stated the freeze would save millions, help offset the looming revenue shortfall, and help avoid major cuts to health care and education. So far, we've heard of no plans to reinstate that freeze. And speaking of hiring, new jobs are being added across the country. Nationwide, U.S. employers added 147,000 jobs in June as the American labor market continues to show some resilience despite some uncertainty in the economy. According to the Labor Department, the unemployment rate ticked down to 4.1% from 4.2% in May. President Trump's big, beautiful bill has finally passed Congress, making it out of the House on Thursday pretty much along party lines. Before that, it had gone through the Senate for some changes. Here's what some of Louisiana's delegation to D.C. had to say about it at that time. Republican Senator Bill Cassidy applauded its passage, noting it includes his Educational Choice for Children Act, which he says gives parents the freedom to choose the best education for their children. On the other side of the aisle, Congressman Cleo Fields, not happy with it, he expressed why he is against the bill, noting its planned cuts to Medicaid, saying that it will be damaging to Louisianans as more than 200,000 people would lose benefits. He also mentioned the possibility of the bill increasing the national deficit by over $3 trillion. The bill moved back to the House Wednesday, and after a record-long 9-hour speech by Democrat Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, it passed Thursday afternoon. House Speaker Mike Johnson and Congressman Steve Scalise, both from Louisiana, had already announced their intent to help pass that bill, and they did, saying it will further secure the border and make tax cuts permanent. Now, one of those proposed cuts in the so-called Big Beautiful Bill deals with Medicaid, as we mentioned. On Tuesday morning, registered nurses gathered in front of Senator Bill Cassidy's district office in Metairie to protest the cuts. The group says over 7 million people are set to lose coverage, forcing them to make impossible decisions.
We have to stop treating health care like it's a profit-driven industry. You cannot put a dollar on a patient's head. It is really a human right. I want everyone to know the impact if this bill passes and Medicaid cuts go through. People will get sick and die. This will make America sick again.
Now, this protest coincides with others across the nation by the country's largest union of registered nurses. In Basile, Louisiana, hundreds of service workers and employees protested ICE during a multi-day justice journey across the South. News 10's Jasmine Dean reports.
No one should be detained because they speak out and demand justice.
According to the Justice Journey, mass incarceration and immigration detention is deeply embedded in Louisiana's economy. That's why hundreds of demonstrators are peacefully protesting what they say is an exploitation of Black communities and immigrant families.
Nobody is illegal on stolen land.
Demonstrators like Siti Pulshian, a barista at Starbucks and child of immigrants, protest the detention of immigrants who they say have been unjustly detained. The Trump administration is being accused of weaponizing Louisiana's incarceration infrastructure against immigrants in centers like the Geoprocessing Center in Basile.
This facility is 1 in 4 in the state, operated by Geo Group, a multi-billion-dollar prison company that has contracts with the federal government to detain immigrants that ICE has forcibly been removing from our neighborhoods, workplaces, and courthouses.
Other demonstrators like Reverend Dr. Cassandra Gould, a faith leader, and Joseph Bryant, an executive with the Service Employees International Union, share why it's important to fight for immigrant workers.
This is a symbol of injustice. This is a symbol of separation. This is a symbol of othering. We are from a country that is made up of primarily immigrants, y'all.
We came to sound the alarm. We stand here at the gates of this detention center, not just as union members, organizers, and allies, but justice advocates.
On Tuesday, a multi-day demonstration will end in New Orleans as demonstrators march from Spanish Plaza to Lafayette Square. In Basile, Jasmine Dean, KLFY, News 10.
Up next, we'll have a look at the week ahead on your local election headquarters. Stay with us.